The SABC is taking strain. The public broadcaster is keeping mum on reports of board resignations, but the SOS Coalition and Media Monitoring Africa are appealing to those who have resigned to retract their letters. The new communications minister is also at odds with the board over plans to retrench employees. ENCA Samkele Maseko joins us now in studio with more on this story. The SABC taking strain, I think that's putting it mildly. The public broadcasters in a bit of a struggle at the moment.
Yes, they are in a bit of a struggle. In fact, they may even be in a mess because you're looking at, if you go back a couple of months ago, about 3 months ago, when it first emerged that the SABC may be retrenching, there was the ANC SGA's Mahashula who spoke out in Limpopo. Then you had the SABC board issuing out a stinging statement, literally telling him where to get off when he spoke about retrenchment, saying they will not allow retrenchments to happen. 2 months down the line, the SABC says they're restructuring and they will be laying off some workers. What we have seen, you've seen the portfolio committee looking into communications, where they're literally saying that if you want to retrench workers, well, let's cut the fat at the top, because you've got a large contingent of managers at the SABC who are earning millions of rands, but you can easily cut them off in order to protect those who are at the bottom.
So, I mean, the new communications minister has also taken some flack for trying to intervene in that retrenchment process. What are her powers in terms of sort of dictating to the SABC how it conducts this restructuring process?
Well, if you look at the history of the SABC has always been a political battle playground. So the Minister of Communications, Ndabeni-Abrahams, has come out very strong and very stern in saying, this is what I want. If you as the SABC board are not willing to work with me on this, then it means me and you will no longer have a relationship. I will no longer be engaging with you. That is the letter she issued out last week to the SABC board, basically saying, I'm no longer going to be engaging with you because you, quote, are no longer serving the mandate of the people. You are no longer serving the people. It's as if you are serving somebody else. So, end of quote. So it raises questions of whether this is a tit-for-tat political battle between the outspoken DA shadow communications minister, which would be Phumzile van Dam, and Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, because in the past you have seen Phumzile van Dam being more vocal, and the then Minister of Communications, Nomvula Mokonyane, being a little bit quiet and trying to resolve issues in the boardroom. But this time around, with the three resignations of John Matheson, Khanyisile Goyama, and Krish Naidu, it raises question on whether is this a political battle to control the SABC going towards the 2019 general election or not. Phumzile van Dam has already accused the ANC of trying to recall or trying to get Krish Naidu, who's no secret a lawyer or a legal counsel of the African National Congress at Luthuli House, to pull out of the SABC board so that it no longer cooperates. So it is indeed confirmed that 3 people have resigned from the SABC board: Khanyisile Goyama, John Matheson, and Krish Naidu, which basically means the SABC board no longer cooperates and ceases to exist as a legitimate structure as a board of the SABC.
What is the public broadcaster saying in connection with these resignations? I've
seen people talking and some on social media basically saying that the SABC is not aware of any of these resignations of board members. But till today, I've not seen a proper statement that has come out. I'm going to try and get it from the official SABC spokesperson and what's their current position, what's currently happening, and what's currently going on. But what we have been seeing for the past few months is political parties, predominantly the ANC, and the Democratic Alliance, trying to fight for the control of the SABC. It was no secret when you saw them issuing out a statement coming down like a ton of bricks on the ANC Secretary General. Then you've got Phumzile van Dam, the Shadow Minister of Communication from the Democratic Alliance, who's also been very vocal on this issue. The only political formation that's one of the 3 major political parties in the country that's been very mum and very quiet on this issue of the SABC has been the Economic Freedom Fighters.
I mean, amidst all of this politicking, ordinary South Africans with jobs are in the middle of this. I mean, the SABC has been clear that the restructuring process has to go ahead because come February or March, in fact, the public broadcaster will not be able to pay salaries.
Yes, that's what they have been saying, and that's arguably one of the bases that the Minister of Communications, Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, is alluding that should we be giving you a bailout, then what's the use of you restructuring workers at the bottom rather than cutting the fat at the top, because some of the portfolio committee members of the portfolio committee looking into communication that I've spoken to, they are saying no, but you can't have a senior executive of the SABC earning about 5.4 million rands per annum. It's that I have not seen if those, I have not verified if those figures are true, but that's an allegation from one of the portfolio committee members, where you've got that person earning so much, where you don't even have a president of the country who earns so much of money, but you want to cut managers at the bottom. What's the use, he says, or she says, what's the use of having a COO if you've got various sector managers or departmental managers of the SABC? Why can't they do their job straight and then report to the CEO of the company? So those are the group CEO. So those are the various questions that these particular portfolio committee members are raising in that portfolio committee. And then you've got Krish Naidu, who's allegedly supporting the Minister of Communication, saying the SABC board is basically no longer serving the interests of the public. They seem to be ongoing on another agenda, and he does not particularly agree with the agenda of retrenching workers at the SABC. That's the same as John Matheson. That's what he's saying. Khanyisile Gwayama is basically saying she's also a part of the PROSA board. If I'm not mistaken, she's the chairperson of the PROSA board. She's basically saying, look, I've got to go and focus on other things. I can't be part of the SABC board anymore. But you've got Phumzile van Dam, who stirs the pot and issues out a statement and says, well, Khanyisile Gwayama is basically resigning because she's fingered in an SIU report where she was part and parcel of awarding of a security contract at the SABC, which was found to be untoward by the Special Investigators Unit.
All right, some important issues there taking place and unfolding at the public broadcaster, but Samkela Maseko confirming to us now that 3 board resignations have taken place at the SABC. Now, coming up on the 5th anniversary of his passing, we remember the legend that is Nelson Mandela, right here on ENCA Now.